Hey, welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out our website, nextjuice.com. Click the support button to help us keep this channel going and growing together. And remember, if you subscribe for monthly sponsorships, you'll be entered to win $100 on the 17th of every month. Today is the 17th, and in 2019, February 17th. So I hope that you guys will enter because you only have a few more hours until we actually do the giveaway today. One lucky monthly sponsor will be winning $100. So if you go to nextjuice.com and click support, you just want to subscribe for the monthly sponsorships and you will get entered to win tonight. And if you do win, you don't have to be here live. It'll just show up right in your PayPal account. Ed, hi, you said next juice. So we have a book review today. I love the color. It matches our colors here, and it's called The Servant as Leader by Robert K. Greenleaf. It's a really tiny, tiny little short book. Looks like a pamphlet you would get for an event or something like a program. And it's only 48 pages long. So it's a super fast read. Really interesting stuff about making sure that you want to be a servant first and a leader second. So you're focused on service over leadership. So you're not so consumed with the idea of being in charge and being the one that's leading everyone. It just kind of happens naturally because you want to serve and help as many people as possible, and you do such a good job at it that you become a leader. Another thing that makes you a leader, according to this book, is that you do things differently. So there's a problem and you solve it in a different and new kind of way. You're an independent thinker, which I pride myself on, and a lot of the people that you'll see here on this channel, especially on our Periscope channel and in our audience as well. So I encourage you guys to be independent thinkers. Try to think outside the box. Try to do things differently. Don't just go with the herd, don't go with all the other sheeple and just follow what everyone else is doing and go with the crowd. Try to swim upstream sometimes and see how you can get creative about problem solving and about just how you approach life in general, just doing things differently than the rest of the group. Thank you, Ed. That was one thing. So he gives three examples in here of different leaders throughout the ages that have used that concept where he says, now he shares their stories with you, and then he says, now don't copy these people. I'm not telling you this because they did the correct thing in leadership and that you should do what they do, but rather that they were leaders because they did things differently. They came up with a new way and a new solution, and it ended up working well. So it was right for them, but it may not be right for you. What's right for you is to do your own thing, to do things your own way. So do your own thing your own way, and you'll likely find yourself a leader, especially if you're focused on how you can serve people, how you can really help them. Secondly, he talks about, now this isn't really in any particular order, but there's three highlights that I got from this book. Even though it's short, it did have some really cool information in here. And if you don't know me, I read a new book every single week, and you can sign up for my book reviews at nextjuice.com. Hi, Matthew. Matthew's in our mastermind group calls, so if you want to get in on that, you just click the shop button on that same website. We're doing this live, which is why you see me interacting with comments live. Anyway, the second thing is withdrawal. Withdrawal, and what he says in the heading of that section is withdrawal, finding one's optimum. Optimum meaning your what's the word that I'm looking for? Like that perfect zone where you're operating at your maximum performance. You're doing the best that you could possibly do and exerting the least amount of energy to do it. And he says that a great way to do that is to withdraw. And this is great too for helping you to be creative and think outside the box and do things your own way. Because when you're constantly surrounded by other people and their thoughts and ideas, they're going to have a lot of influence on you. So it's harder to be creative. So when we withdraw and we give ourselves some alone time and some creative, some time to kind of explore our own creative energy, this helps us to not only be creative, but also to conserve energy. Because even if you're an extrovert and you're very social and you like to be around people, you still have to, that still takes some of your energy. So we do, if you surround yourself with people that help give you energy and energize you, that's great. But we also do have to take some time away and take some time to rest, take some time to restore. And there was a great line in here. I don't know if I can find it, while I'm live on here, but he says that it's really important to realize that you're always going to have emergencies. Emergencies are always going to come up for all of us. And what's important is for you to leave yourself with enough extra energy and a reserve of energy to face those emergencies in your optimum state. So I make this mistake, and I just did this recently. I actually fell asleep on a live stream for like 30 minutes when I was meditating because I was exhausted. I was exhausted from a 1 or 2 weeks of just really pushing myself to the maximum. And I do that regularly, but I was doing a lot of new things. So I was really forcing my brain to work in new ways. I was trying new products, new services with my business. I had a complete name change and rebrand, and I was just really overwhelmed and exhausted. And that's what I do every single day. That was my MO up until that time happened, where I would make myself a list of all the things that I wanted to do throughout the day, and I would push to get as much of that done as possible, and I would just go until I was too exhausted to continue on. I would become tired enough that I would start to make some mistakes, and that would be the sign to me that it was time to relax and head to bed. And what I realized was that if an emergency had come up, maybe with my boyfriend or his children, or with my own self, or with my business, that I wouldn't have been able to really address that in an appropriate way and in my optimum state because I was too exhausted already. I could barely even get myself up the stairs to go to bed at night. So that's too much. That means we're pushing ourselves too hard. We have to leave a reserve of energy. And it can feel so. I read this other book called The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, and that's the theme of this year is massive action, taking massive action towards our goals. And what that can feel like is that if we have any extra energy in the day, that we should expend it, that we should exert everything we have and give everything we have. But I'm starting to realize that if we do that, we don't have any energy left over for anything really, and for emergencies in particular. So the unforeseen, the things that we didn't plan for. And I thought that was really, really wise. And that was, again, from this book that we're reviewing right now, which is The Servant as Leader by Robert Greenleaf. Hey there, Asha. Hey, 1 Inch Johnson. He said, Subway, have it your way. Exactly. Wait, Subway? No, I don't think that's Subway, is it? Maybe it is. Anyway, the final piece that I want to share with you from this book is he talks about the importance of acceptance, empathy, listening, and understanding, which I think all kind of are lumped into one big sum. We want to listen. It's very, very important to listen well, work on our listening skills, make eye contact, and then count to 3 silently in your head before you respond to somebody. And you'll be surprised how much more they have to say. If you leave some silence, they will fill it more often than not. We don't have to feel so much pressure to fill all the silences. So this is something I always have to work on. Obviously, I talk a lot, I talk fast, I have a lot in my head. I always think there's something I can contribute to the conversation. And then I end up losing out on what other people can contribute because let's face it, I already know what I know. I don't know what you know, and I'm not never going to hear it if I don't shut up. So one thing he asked in this book was, ask yourself, is what you're going to say actually going to be better than the silence? And being more comfortable with silence. And as we listen, we're going to be able to understand more where our clients, our loved ones, our coworkers are coming from. So we can actually understand them, which is so important. The last book I read, Millionaire Success Habits, talks about how people will really only work with you if they feel that you understand them. And we want to seek first, this may be a Bible verse, I forget, but we want to seek first to understand and then to be understood. We're so often trying to be understood. We think our message is so important and we want to be understood so much. And what we don't realize is that everyone's in that same boat. They all want to be understood too. So why don't we be the understander? Why don't we try understanding first? And then we can try to be understood once we really understand the situation, hopefully, as much as we can. And then finally, acceptance and empathy, which comes from the same thing. We listen, we understand, and then we can have empathy for people and we can accept them as people. Now, as leaders, we do not have to accept everything. We don't have to accept every behavior. We don't have to accept every level of performance from our teammates or our team members, but we do have to accept people. We have to realize that nobody's perfect. In this book, I think he calls everyone half humans. We're not these perfect, yeah, we have these really advanced brains, but they don't make us perfect. We don't always use our brains. We're not always thinking. We have feelings, we have illness, we have stress from other parts of our lives, and they cause us to be kind of half performance a lot of the time. So if we can accept that people are not perfect and accept the people, and sometimes we're going to reject their behaviors or reject their performance, but never to reject the person. And for me as a live streamer, I'm going to work on blocking less, blocking a little bit more slowly, being a little bit more accepting, realizing, hey, trying to understand why would that person say this thing? How are they feeling? What kind of, pain have they experienced lately? And see if that may help me, and maybe it'll help you guys too. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I will be live today again on Twitch and here on YouTube as well as Periscope later tonight. So lots of content for you guys today. Please make sure you're subscribed to this channel with your notifications turned on. Follow me on Twitch with your notifications turned on. And follow me on Periscope, which will automatically turn notifications on. And you can find links to everything there at nextjuice.com. While you're there, click the support button and help us to keep this channel going and growing together. On YouTube later, I'll be doing some yoga. On Periscope, we're going to be giving away that $100, which is only open to monthly supporters at that support page. So if you click support and sign up, subscribe for monthly sponsorships, you'll be entered to win $100 tonight, just like Matthew and Ed and Asha, who I see in the live chat here on YouTube. I hope you have a great day and keep making that juice too, 1-inch Johnson. I love your name so much. And on Twitch, I'm just going to be working. It'll be more like a behind the scenes kind of broadcast where we'll be preparing future broadcasts about investing, finance. I'll be shipping out some merch, a webcam to a friend, checking in with some of my monthly numbers, my bills. So I'll be live on there for a little while just with behind the scenes work. I hope you enjoyed this book review of The Servant as Leader by Robert K. Greenleaf, and stay tuned for more book reviews. And remember, you can sign up for the book reviews totally for free at that website nextjuice.com. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everyone that makes this show possible, and I will see you on the next juice.